Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today in this beautiful occasion, I would like to tell about my summary of 3 articles that I choose. It's all about semantic. And the first title I choose is Semantic Analysis in English Higher Schools Handbook. Okay. This paper aims to discover semantic meanings found in the literary work in the English Handbook of High School using a semantic approach. So the purpose of this paper or this study is to analyze the contents of the books in senior high school students using semantic approach. Identifying literature in a handbook means doing grouping according to a particular viewpoint, while analyzing literature constrains the intentions that all efforts they are made to capture the meaning of a particular literary work. It is done very careful through an in-depth exposure to all elements or components so that we find a thorough meaning in analysis of literary work. That means when we try to analyze, let's say, some short stories, I think when we read it, there will be a hidden or a message that we can take from the stories, and that is what we are going to find, what this paper will tell you in 3 books of senior high school students. There are 2 kinds of meaning. Those are literal meaning and non-literal meaning. Literal meaning is the real meaning of words. Meanwhile, non-literal meaning is unreal meaning of words. It is called figurative language, which includes metaphor, irony, hyperbola, and each other. Meanwhile, literal meaning includes denotative, grammatical, lexical, connotative, contextual, and others. Types of meaning discussed in this study were literal and non-literal meaning found in an English high school handbooks. As I've told you that when we try to analyze contents, stories, a poem, or a song, we can directly see there are 2 kinds of meaning that we will find. That is the direct meaning, the meaning of real words of sentence, or the hidden meaning in which that is needed to analyze the contents of it. The method of this study is descriptive qualitative method, in which that the meaning found by the writer will be described, and the data obtained is from words, phrase, clauses, and sentences. And the paper, rather, it will be a narrative description. Okay, finding and discussion, because the writer wrote find 3 types of English book of senior high school that are bahasa dan sastra Inggris untuk siswa SMA kelas 11, 2 Hirama Widya Publication, and then the next book is English for Senior High School Students 11 Science and Social Study Program, Jakarta Grasindo, and the last book is English Live Senior High Schools Grade 11 3, Penerbit Yudhistira. There are 3 books that will be analyzed in semantic approach, and it is we will not have time to tell all the findings, so I will only take one finding that is from English Live, that is about story review, August Rush, reviewed by Jeffrey Chant. In that story, the writer found connotative meaning, houses oven. The word houses in the expression means home and oven means frequent, but when these two words are matched, it means a quaint house. Lexical meaning, full length. Full means full length. Length means long, but when both words are combined, it means length. Contextual meaning, 3 feet high. 3 feet high in the expression means 3. Feet means feet and high means high, but it combined means something high. So we cannot directly give meaning 3 feet high, for example. We cannot directly give meaning. We have to analyze it through the true meanings and from word by word, and when it combines, it can be another meaning. That's why we need semantics to analyze some phrase, some words, or some sentences. So the conclusions of this paper is the most common types of meaning found in the study is the lexical meaning for literal meaning and metaphor for non-literal meaning. Literary works found in the English high school handbooks were short stories, fable, songs or lyric, and stories or novel reviewers. These kinds of literary work are almost more commonly found in English handbook for high school. Yeah, it seems for senior high school there will be like a source of stories, fables, songs, lyric, or stories or novel reviewers. That was a common thing that senior high school students always learn in their school. Okay, the next article, there is semantic analysis on the use of English language slogan. It is similar with the first article, but the difference, the object of the first article is the senior high school's handbook, but the object of the second article is about the language slogan. So yeah, it's kind of similar, but the study or the second article's aims to identify what are the types of English slogans and to identify how the semantic meanings of English slogans. So this study is not only trying to analyze the semantic meaning in the slogans, but it also aims to identify or to describe the types of English slogans that is found the by the writer. Okay, so here the writer wrote the theoretical framework. The first, that is slogan. Yeah, as we know that slogan is a motto or phrase that is used as an expression of an idea or goal that is easy to remember. As we know that is slogan, just like that. And types of slogan, what is written by the writer, that there are four types. That is educational slogan, and environmental logos, product slogans, and health slogans. That will be all the slogans found will be clarified into four sections, into four parts. Next, that is semantic, types of semantic. There are three: lexical semantics, grammatical semantics, contextual semantics. And the elements of semantics, here there are three. There is signs and symbols, lexical meanings, and reference relationships. And then the last one, that is naming. And the method, it is just like the first article. As I have told you that the first and the second article are similar but only have the different object of the analysis. So this article used qualitative research approach, and the method to analyze, of course, it's in semantic meanings. The next one, the subject of this research is English slogan of advertising or product, education, health, and environment. So the finding that is how to get the slogans that is from the internet, and the writer here find 20 slogans, and it was combined, it was clarified into this kinds of table that are product and advertisement, health, environment, and educations. All of them are also found by the writer, in which they are all will be analyzed in semantic approach. All right, the meaning of semantic meanings, because there are 20 slogans that are found. I'm so sorry, I cannot also tell you all because it will take long times, and I will only tell you the two slogans meaning, or the two slogans meaning that are found by the writer. Okay, smart technology comforts your eyes. Smart technology comforts your eyes have conceptual meaning. Although the word eye here is not meaningful to the eye, it has meaning as a view that refers more to the verb. However, overall, all the words that construct the sentence have real meaning in the dictionary. This slogan means that today's more sophisticated technology makes consumer increasingly spoiled by the superiority of this product. Smart technology comfort your eyes. If we directly give meaning, it means that the technology will make us comfort, will make our eyes comfort to see or watch. But when we try to use semantic to give this meaning, this means wider, because our eyes is not only what we see, but what we know, what we think, what we experience, or others, that all are included into meaning of our eyes. That's what this slogan means. Okay, next. Life's too short for the wrong job. This ad slogan is an advertisement for label distributor. The concept of this advertising slogan is well packaged and interesting. Describe a man who works in a gas station engine to pour every order of full. It says, life's too short for the wrong job. Job seems day, which means connotative associative readers are encouraged to find out more information by visiting the website. Thus, the slogan will give rise to various views that require someone to find out more about the meaning of the slogan. Alright. Life's too short for the wrong job. That's the second slogan and also the meaning. Okay, the conclusion. The types of slogan obtained during the research in general are four, namely the slogan of education, health, environment, and product or advertisement. Semantics meaning of the 20 slogans of product advert. Slogan have three conceptual meanings. Two means associative and connotative, one conceptual and stylish meaning. The half slogan, one means associative and connotative, and one conceptual meaning. From the half slogan, two conceptual and three meaning connotative and affective. And of the 8 educational slogans, 4 of them are conceptual, 1 conceptual and stylish, 1 connotative, and 2 associative. And the last one, that is the effectiveness of semantic mapping strategy to improve students' vocabulary mastery. Okay, this study aims to investigate the effectiveness of semantic mapping strategy to improve students' vocabulary mastery. So this is like an experimental research in which the researcher wants to know the strategy of semantic mapping to increase the students' vocabulary mastery. And here the writer tries to give the theory about semantic mapping. Semantic mapping means strategy for pre-representing word concept graphically. It helps the students to develop their vocabulary through a deeper understanding conceptual knowledge by displaying words into categories to show how they are related to each other. Here is the advantage of using semantic mapping. There are 7 here, and also the advantage in teaching vocabulary using semantic mapping are helping students to remember the word easily because it organized in some categories of words, decreasing students boredom in learning vocabulary, helping students become active participants in the class because they can have their ideas represented. And the last one is increasing the students' motivation to learn new vocabulary because of the attractiveness of semantic mapping strategy in teaching vocabulary. Research method. The study used the quantitative approach, quasi-experimental research as the design. So I have told you this is the experimental research. In terms of quasi-experimental research, the subject of this study was students of SMP Negeri 4 Batang in the academic year 2013 and 2014. The writer divided the subject of the study into two groups. 7A assigned to experimental group and 7B as control group. During the treatment, students in experimental group use semantic mapping strategy in teaching vocabulary, while students control group used word list strategy. So this as quasi-experimental research, we divide our objects into two groups, that is in experimental group and also the control group. Experimental group was given the treatment using mind mapping strategy, semantic mapping strategy, while the control group used word list strategy. The data collection used in this research is a test and also the questionnaires. And then finding and the test. The pretest shows that the experimental group total score is 62.91%. Based on the table, it can be seen that the total score of pretest in control group is 63. It means that the control group achieves the higher score between the experimental group. The implementations of the experiment. After the pretest given, the treatment of teaching vocabulary by semantic mapping strategy was given to the students in experimental group. The treatment was conducted for 4 meetings. Each meeting needed 80 minutes and had different materials about vocabularies. There were 4 themes of vocabularies related to procedure text that the teacher gave to the students. The result of the post-test after the treatment given, that is it was 76, and in a control group achieved 76 scores, but in experimental group achieved 82 scores. It means the students' improvement of experimental group was higher than control group. in rather simple observations, there was a significant difference in vocabulary mastery between students of experimental group and control group after getting the treatment. The experiment analysis. Although using semantic mapping strategy was proven effective in improving the students' vocabulary mastery, this strategy also faced some obstacles. The first one, the teacher needs more time to explain the vocabulary using semantic mapping. The second, the teacher should rewrite the vocabulary trees on the blackboard, and it will be more difficult when applied the semantic mapping by using pictures. It needs many copies and spends a lot of money. Last, the students sometimes got too excited during the activity in making semantic mapping so that they could not hear the explanations well. However, those obstacles were not serious problem. Okay, analysis of questionnaire. The questionnaire results show that 95% students were interested in learning vocabulary. 85 students were motivated in learning English vocabulary by semantic mapping. 80% students suggested that semantic mapping strategy should be given to continue the English material. And the last one, 89% students stated that semantic mapping strategy was effective to help the students to improve their vocabulary mastery. The conclusions. There is a significant difference in vocabulary achievement between the students who are taught by using semantic mapping strategy and those who are taught by using word list strategy. The result shows that the use of semantic mapping strategy is more effective than word list strategy to improve students' vocabulary mastery. And then the last one, article comparisons. The research theory, the first article in the theory takes 3 previous research related to meaning, other 3 writers related to semantics. The writer also takes other research about 7 types of meaning. The second article takes the theory about slogan and semantic analysis. And the third article shows some theories such as semantic mapping, the advantage of semantic mapping, and vocabulary mastery. All of them use semantic as the main tool, although they have different learning objects. There are books, the objects. The first article use books as the object. The second article use slogans of the object, and the third one use the mind mapping, semantic mapping strategy to enhance vocabulary mastery. So they all have the different objects, even they are literally same in using semantic as the tool of the strategy. Next, research method. The first one uses the qualitative approach, the second one using qualitative approach, and the third one use quantitative approach. And the finding, the first article shows the 3 books, and they found song, story, and poem. The second articles found 20 slogans and their semantic analysis. And the third one findings show the process of pre-test, implementation, and post-test of mapping, semantic mapping in increasing the students' vocabulary mastery. Research conclusions. As you see, the lexical and metaphor are found most in the book related to meaning. 20 slogans can be categorized in 4 categories. And then the third one, the results show there is a significant difference in vocabulary achievement on students who are taught using semantic mapping and word list strategy. The first and the second show the semantic analysis result to books and slogan, and the third one explains that the semantic mapping is effective way to teach vocabulary. I think that's all for my explanations, and the last I say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.